TransEnterix, ticker symbol TRXC, has been absolutely exploding around the stock community over the last few days. I would say that on each video, I'm probably getting at least 10 to 15 comments talking about this company. My Instagram has been getting flooded with messages talking about some of the due diligence around this company, some of the info, why you guys love it so much. If you don't know what my Instagram is, head to the description down below. I put it down there so you guys can message me, and it is a little bit more personal. I tend to reply there a lot faster than I do in the comment section sometimes, just because it is a lot easier to do it off of my phone. But with that being said, I didn't want to hesitate. I didn't want to wait at all. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take a look at this company. Let's see what it's all about. Let's see what the hype is about. If you are excited about this video, if you are looking forward to it, if you do enjoy this company, if you find this video valuable, entertaining, anything like that, you can let me know by smashing that like button and subscribing. We just hit 2,000 subscribers, which is absolutely insane. So I appreciate each and every one of you who subscribes to the channel, shows me support and everything like that. If you do have any feedback, criticism, suggestions, video recommendations, anything, leave it in the comment section below. I will always reply there and I will read every single one. But with that being said, let's go ahead and let's see what is up with this company, TransEnterix, ticker symbol TRXC. So what does this company do? At TransEnterix, we believe in digitizing the interface between the surgeon and patient in laparoscopy to increase control and reduce surgical variability in today's value-based healthcare environment. Now, their history is that at TransEnterix, we are digitizing the interface between the surgeon and the patient to improve minimally invasive surgeries through a new category of care called digital laparoscopy. Now, digitizing the interface enables the use of advanced capabilities like augmented intelligence, connectivity, and robotics and laparoscopy. This also allows us to address the current clinical, cognitive, and economic shortcomings in surgery. The system features the first machine vision system for use in robotic surgery, which is powered by the new intelligent surgical unit that enables augmented intelligence in surgery. This enhanced surgical system brings the benefits of digital laparoscopy to patients around the world while staying true to the principles of value-based healthcare. It is now available for sale in the US, the EU, Japan, Russia, and select other countries. I could try to explain this one to you, but what I do want to go ahead and do and show you this video that they do have posted. It's about 30 seconds, I would say, where it really does explain it, and it gives a good visual, because the way that I would explain it definitely would not make it clear enough, as clear as this video will. So let's go ahead, let's jump into that real quick, and let's take a look at what this video is all about. So as you can see, their technology is absolutely insane, and I must say, like, I don't know nothing about surgery. I am not a surgeon or anything, but that looked kind of fun. Like, not fun in the sense that somebody's having surgery, but the fact that they are able to do all of these different movements and, you know, lean forward and lean back and have that augmented reality whenever there is in surgery is absolutely insane. The capabilities of technology nowadays and what we are really seeing unfold in front of our very eyes with augmented reality and all the capabilities of AI and all these different things is absolutely insane. But as we could see there, it did feature some key components that can really enhance the overall laparoscopy, procedure. Their main focus really is to, cut back on some of the variabilities and some of the mistakes that can happen in these different type of surgeries and make it as minimally invasive as possible. Those are their three main focuses in trying to add this, this digital interface and, digitizing the interface in this whole procedure. Now, I do believe that this going into the future is the future. Whenever you just think about surgery and what you think about, when you think about the current operations and what they do now, it's still so hands-on, and it still is. There's so many open variables whenever you're talking about a person on another person. Whenever it's a person on a person, there's so many different things that can go wrong. Whereas whenever it's a system like this, whenever there's augmented reality, whenever there's all of these different components that are fully technical, I do believe that that cuts out a lot of variability and a lot of risk. Well, here we are on their website, of course, and it does say that some of their recent highlights are that Synhance, which is that surgical system we just saw, received its registration certificate by the Russian Medical Device Regulatory Agency. I'm not going to try to say that one, allowing for its sale and utilization throughout the Russian Federation, which is actually really, really big. The Southern Surgical Hospital, a hospital based in Louisiana, my home state, entered into an agreement to lease and utilize a Senhance surgical system. There was the first pediatric cases utilizing the Senhance completed in October, representing the first time that the 3mm instruments were used in robotic pediatric surgery. And there was also the first surgical procedures successfully completed using the Intelligent Surgical Unit, leveraging augmented intelligence and machine vision capabilities on the Senhance surgical system. Now, towards the end of the year, the year of last year, we did see that in 2020, 10 Senhance systems were installed under operating leases, which is actually pretty good. 9 clinical programs were initiated and over 1,450 procedures were performed globally. Now, I will say, whenever you think about the fact that only 10 of these systems were installed and 9 programs were initiated and over 1,400 procedures were completed, they were doing a lot of procedures. Now, I know they did have some that were installed before then, but there's not really that many. So these are capable of doing a solid amount of procedures. Now, at December 31st, 2020, the company had approximately $17.5 million in cash. The fourth quarter revenue is expected to be approximately $1.1 million, and the full year of 2020 revenue is expected to be approximately $3 to $3.2 million. Now, we did get a quote here from the president and CEO of TransEnterix. He is Anthony Fernando. He said that looking at 2020 as a whole, we are pleased with the momentum generated across our organization during these challenging times. We continue to expand our global footprint with the new system installations and procedure volumes rebounded in the back half of the year across each of our geographies. In addition, we had a number of regulatory and portfolio expansion milestones, including the introduction of machine vision and augmented intelligence, which enables the promise of digital laparoscopy. We built a great foundation in 2020, and we are planning to continue to execute on our strategy in 2021, bringing transformative technology to surgeons, hospitals, and patients across the globe. So even in a year like last year, they clearly did have a lot of success. They installed a good bit of them. A lot of these hospitals weren't focused on anything else but figuring this whole pandemic out. So the fact that they were capable of installing 10 of these Senhance systems and 9 clinical programs were initiated, and again 1,450 of these procedures were completed, that does show that they, even in a time like this, they are still capable of growing. They're still capable of focusing on how to develop these products and get their services out into the broad market. So I really do like that about this company. That does show a lot of promise, and I think that speaks for its management team as well. Now, going into 2021 here, they do have a few milestones that if they were able to hit all of these, it would be absolutely incredible. So let's go ahead and let's run through them real quickly. The first one is going to be that they are hoping to receive a CE mark approval for the ISU in Europe. They were hoping to receive FDA clearance for general surgery indication expansion. They're going to file for FDA clearance for articulating instruments. They're going to file for FDA clearance for the next generation ISU features. Now, during the first half of 2021, the company expects to publish clinical papers in peer-reviewed journals on the following subjects. Now, this is going to be big because these companies who do invest in them check out certain things like this. They want to know about the science and they want to know about the studies. Now, these different topics are going to be the health economic studies comparing Senhance digital laparoscopy, and robotic surgery, the critical performance when utilizing the Senhance surgical system, and operating room efficiency and surgical economics when utilizing Senhance surgical system. So they are expecting a very strong year going into 2021 here. So a lot of their milestones and a lot of the progress that they would like to make is consistently receiving this FDA clearance and getting these CE marks over in Europe. Now, I do believe that that's super important, especially for companies like these biotech, pharmaceutical company type of companies, because whenever you have the clearance from the FDA, whenever you have the CE marks, it's more of a credibility type of thing, and it allows them to finally get it into use. Because without FDA clearance, without these CE marks, it's kind of like people not really going to want them to, they're not going to want to use them because they don't have that credibility, they don't have that backing, they don't have the proof in the pudding. But whenever they do, that will really right there show investors specifically like, okay, we're legit. Because no one really wants to invest in a company who's based so much of their, life and a lot of the company's life around science and augmented, intelligence and all of these different things if they can't prove that it actually works. So whenever they do get this, hopefully when they do get this approval, when they get some of this clearance and these marks, I do expect that a lot more investment should come their way. I think some of these institutional investors will be a little bit more, appealed to by this company. And I think that it could be overall a very good thing. Now, when it comes to all of this, it does seem like this company has a lot going for them, but there are two risks that I've noticed while doing my research that I would like to present to you guys. So, whenever we go over their balance sheets, they have some goods and they have some bads, but I'm going to highlight something towards the end that I'm not a super big fan of. So, it says here that as of December 31st, 2020, the company had preliminary unaudited cash, cash equivalents, and restricted cash of approximately 17.5 million, and there was approximately 116 million shares of common stock outstanding. On October 9th of 2020, the company filed a prospectus supplement relating to an at-the-market offering of up to an aggregate of 40 million of shares of the company's common stock through Cantor Fitzgerald and Company as sales agent under an existing sales agreement. During the quarter ended December 31st, 2020, the company raised gross proceeds of approximately 9.3 million and net proceeds of approximately 9 million under the at-the-market offering. As a result of the restructuring completed in the first quarter of 2020, cost optimization efforts and equity financing, together with anticipated cash received from operating activities, including cash in from system sales and leases, instruments and accessories and services, we believe that cash on hand will be sufficient to most our anticipated cash needs into the third quarter of 2021. Because whenever I read that personally, that makes me a little bit nervous. Because if we do remember, it says that they had cash of approximately $17.5 million. That means in the next 3 quarters, which honestly is not that long, 3 quarters from now, the third quarter starts in about 6 months. Burning through $17.5 million lets me know that this company has a lot of figuring out to do when it comes to their financials. Now, I'm sure there's going to be another offering. I'm sure they are going to look for some type of major investment and financial backing to continue to fund these studies and to continue to fund all this, because getting all these different clearances, doing all of these different studies is not cheap. And the fact that they are doing this while also trying to expand out into other countries lets me know that this company could be at risk whenever it comes to their financials if they don't get a good grip, and if they don't get a good grip on what exactly they are going to be allocating their money to and receiving that incoming cash. So I do hope that we do see a big investment coming their way soon. Like I said, if they are capable of getting some of these different clearances and some of these different marks, I think that could be beneficial and appeal to so many investors. And some of those investors could definitely back them up when they are trying to, burn through all of this cash in order to continue their studies. So again, that will be very interesting to say the least. So this next one isn't something that's not necessarily a risk, but at the end of the day, it's not the most beneficial aspect of their business. It is a good thing for the consumer, but for them, it could be somewhat of a negative effect. Well, whenever we do go ahead and we think back to that video, it said that they had those reusable instruments. Now, whenever I think about a company like this one, it is almost seemingly that whenever they sell their products to maybe a hospital or they have it installed, that's pretty much it. There's not much consistent revenue that will be coming from that hospital. It's like a one and done deal. Well, the instruments that they do use, again, are reusable. So these companies in these, hospitals won't be continuously needing these instruments that they will then have to order from this company in order to generate a consistent revenue stream. Like I said, it's a one and done. And I think the fact that they don't necessarily have too many systems and services that are going to provide, a comeback method for, like you sell something to someone and they come back for something else. Since there isn't that much of that, I do see that kind of being an issue whenever it comes to them trying to not burn through all this cash, but still fund all of their different studies. So I do think it's going to be interesting to see how the other products that they do release, see some of the financials that they do release as they do up production and up some of the installations of these services. So I don't necessarily think it's the worst thing in the world, but I think if they, had some type of income or these different products that companies needed to reorder from them over and over again, it could be beneficial in maintaining the current cash and some of the different financial things that they do have going on. Now, at the end of these videos, you guys know that I love taking a look at the stock price just to see what exactly is going on. And so as we can see over here that in the last trading day, which is going to be on Friday, January 8th, this company absolutely took off. Like when I say took off, they took off. This is what, a 50% gain in a single day. Over the last 5 days, they are up a solid 78%. And on the month, we are seeing that they are finally starting to recover some of the ground that they initially lost. Now, whenever you do take a first glance at this, before you consider the post, the aftermarket hours, it did meet a solid amount of resistance at this $1.17 mark. It is at 116 at close, and it was at 117 after this initial jump up. Now, the thing about that is, if we go back to the day, we can see that it did clear that. It broke all the way past, all the way up to $1.41. So that does show that there is extreme interest in this company right now. It's pushing past these resistance levels very, very hard, because again, we can see right here that it went all the way back up to $1.21 at one point, but right before market ended, it did meet that resistance. It came back down to about that $1.16, and that is where it closed out. But of course, like I said, it did push way past that, and we saw it fly up somewhere probably around this area here. So the way that I'm looking at this is I do believe that there is a lot of positive momentum going on into this company right now. It had that initial jump up that we always see with companies like this one, and then it took a little break. It took a breather. It had a bit of a pullback where I'm sure a lot of investors were really happy to see, and then we saw it start to take off again, and it looks like this time it is smashing past these resistance levels. So I am very curious to see how far it will go. I don't have a prediction for this one. I'm honestly not too sure. I will have to watch it and just see how it trades during the day to give an overall prediction, but I wouldn't be surprised to see it maybe pull back a little bit now that it has smashed through this resistance level here. Definitely let me know what you guys think about this company down below. I try my best to give as much information, but keep it a good quality video at the end of the day, because there is so much that goes into these analysis that I don't want to overflow you guys with information, but I also don't want to give, be too broad to the point that I don't give you the information you're looking for. So let me know what you guys think about this video down below in the comment section. If you did enjoy it, if you found value or entertainment by it, you can definitely let me know again by smashing that like button and subscribing to the channel if you are new. With that being said, I am, as per usual, posting 2 to 3 to 4 times every single day, so I hope to see you guys soon. Peace.